Hello, everybody. Welcome to Untitled Podcast, where we discuss miseducation on men. I am host Anastasia with the most, and with me is my co-host
Damien.
Yee-hee. Today, we'll be talking about what be wrong with men, or the miseducation on men, with our special guest.
Hi, my name is. I'm not supposed to look directly. Whatever. Hi, my name is Brooke. I'm the director of this little project here, and here I have my very special guest.
Yasim.
Yeah. So let's get started. Today on the show, we're excited to have you guys here and talk about your little project about men, what you have gathered up, and what we're here to lay out on the table for everyone. They're going to share their expertise on what they know and their story and some advice about men. Hey guys, so welcome to the podcast, and let's hear some questions you got.
Hi. So, yeah, I'm gonna just go right into the questions. I don't even know what to say next. Okay, so either one of you could answer first. First of all, what does it mean to you to be a man?
I mean, nothing. I was just born with these genes. You feel me? I was born a man.
To be a man, it's a lot of it's a lot of just 50-50 with everything. It's a lot of controversy behind being a man, especially a man of color these days. But I'm still young, so I'm still learning along the way. It's just definitely a lot of stuff I can and can't do.
So a follow up to that would be like, what is your ideal? Like, who is your ideal male role model if you had to pick like one or two or three?
Like Ryan Reynolds.
My role model, my dad first.
Why do you? Sorry, go ahead.
Not because I see him in the house every day. So like, and he's successful, and he's still becoming successful as in his ventures. So yeah, I would definitely just say my dad.
Why would you say Ryan Reynolds?
I like watching him growing up. I didn't have my own male role model because my dad was arrested while I was growing up, so I didn't really have a role model to look up to. The only person who was actually in my life was my mother. But Ryan Reynolds was just like my favorite actor when I was younger, and I always watched him. He always like kept me up.
Okay, our second question is, what is femininity to you? You can answer that if you like.
Femininity to me, I think it's kind of just being on how can I say this, like a giggly side of yourself. Like, femininity is more of the things nobody really wants to focus on when they're busy, like taking care of yourself and educating yourself, basically spiritually and emotionally and physically uplifting yourself in any way possible.
Femininity to me is just something that is very misunderstood these days, as seen in like feminine clothes, when really I feel like femininity is just something that's within a person, male or female, yeah.
I feel like femininity. How you pronounce that real quick?
Femininity.
Femininity. Can you like tell me what that means real quick?
That's cool. I forgot we were on a podcast. We could talk about your answers. Like, we got some time. We clearly got Yasim here, so we got mad time. My bad. Femininity, like, it's the opposite of masculinity. So, my bad. I feel like this is like OD.
No, you don't have to be that close, but just a little.
Testing.
Just tilt it down.
Testing. I'm about to break your fucking mic.
Oh shit. We're gonna have to cut a lot of this out.
Also,
You hear that?
when y'all done with your questions,
We can talk.
can you just say what the documentary is about?
The documentary is about, yeah. Femininity is like what makes somebody who is a woman or somebody who is feminine. Like, what do you
Wow.
make? I don't want to say what makes a girl, but what makes like
Makes you perceive as a girl.
yeah,
Like,
what
what
makes
would
you
you
like when
see
you look
as a
at
girl?
somebody you like, okay, they're more like feminine rather than masculine.
Well, I feel like to be like not to be feminine, but like to like come off as more feminine, you have to be like more in touch with like back then, in my opinion, because back then was like females weren't supposed to do the things that men are doing, like working or going outside during the day. Like, mostly they would stay at home moms with dresses. They cooked for the man. They didn't really answer back.
And I feel like that's what we're trying to get into here, because I feel like that's not a wild thing to think of when you think of femininity. Like, okay, you think of dresses, you think of, mom's in the kitchen, making a little casserole for you, and dad come home, she got a martini, you know what I mean? I almost said something absolutely fucking crazy. I'm gonna tell you that. I almost said something really wild. I don't know how y'all be cutting this together, but you know what I mean. Open arms, open legs, and an open throat. Definitely submissive. Definitely like under men. But personally, I feel like what makes somebody feminine is that extra care, that extra nurturing. To definitely take care of yourself and take care of others, to get into the nitty gritty details and kind of smooth and iron things out, no pun intended. There's definitely an aspect of femininity that can be applied to cooking and womanly duties, stuff like that. But I feel like there's even an ounce of femininity and not to reuse the word, but like grace of womanly nature to be applied to other things that can definitely be found in men, non-binary people, genderqueer people. Don't be breathing on the mic. Whoever's breathing on the mic, stop doing that. Yeah, there's just an aspect of grace and like real nurture and care to be put into things that I feel like make somebody feminine, personally.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, and so in this doc, we are exploring the pattern of grievances, the pattern of shortcomings that have been repeated in men today, that have been identified in men today, that I feel like have not been addressed by men. I feel that maybe every other expression of gender, every other person on this planet has noticed, okay, this, that, and the third is what's wrong with men. Specifically, God damn it, why the fuck didn't I write this down? Well, I was on the phone with my nose. Oh my God, why didn't I fucking write this down? Oh yes, specifically the homophobia and being extremely emotionally unavailable and not at all nurturing, like I said. The sort of pack mentality of machismo and chauvinism that you can find in a man pretty much everywhere. And I feel like maybe with this doc we can start a few conversations, because that pack mentality can only be broken up when we start to have conversations where we start to think of, okay, what can I personally do? Which I don't think is a thing that men do. What can I do to make myself better? Which is one of the questions that I have here, if we want to go into that next. What work do you feel that you need to do to be a better man, specifically?
Well, I feel like I'd have to start taking care of myself more than focusing on like other people, because it's one thing I don't do is focus on myself, because I'm trying to like help everybody else around me. So I don't get to be in touch with my side, whatever I do outside of my life. But for me to be a better man, I feel like I would have to get in touch with myself, like my inner self, to be more open.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything he said. Just I kind of am more a little bit in touch with my inner self, but I kind of like discard the feelings and compare them to how other people feel, not knowing really how other people feel, because only other people know how they feel, because they're their feelings. So I kind of compare them like, oh, they probably don't feel this way, so it's probably abnormal for me. So I think I just need to listen to myself a little bit more and just talk to maybe my parents more about how I feel about things. But I just got to stop comparing my feelings a lot, because they're my feelings and everybody's different in their own way. So everybody's gonna have different feelings.
Yeah. I thought somewhere in here it would be important to say, like, this is what I'm about to say. I feel like masculinity is kind of like, in a very like caveman sense, making sure that the pack has everything that they need physically to survive, i.e. food, now financial, but like food, shelter, clothing, everyone's together, everyone's safe. It's that extra oomph to like lead someone to where they need to be, to push someone to be greater. But I feel like femininity, in that sense, and what makes someone feminine, what makes someone, I don't want to say a woman, but what makes someone feminine is more like taking that, okay, let's take a pause. How does everyone feel? How is everyone feeling? Are you physically sick? Are you emotionally sick? Are you mentally sick? And definitely getting into everybody's emotions, like how does everyone feel? Which I definitely, there's absolutely a space, especially in today's society, to think about how everyone feels. Because I feel like we're so focused on how everyone is doing, like what can I quantitatively say, and that might be a more masculine thing. What can I quantitatively say that I've done, and what can I how can I quantify my entire life? And I feel like femininity is more like, how can I qualify my entire life? What experiences can I sew together to make me up as a person? So,
Yeah, it's like a yin yang thing. It balances
and
each
yes,
other
there's
out.
definitely a yin yang, like gender spectrum aside. There's definitely a balance to both of them.
Sounds cut. Card is full.
Oh, okay. All right, let's go upstairs and go get a new card.
Can you
Alright.
get a new SD card for us?
Let's
please?
stop rolling.
Thank you.
You want to stop?
Yeah.
You want to keep going?